What's up, YouTube? Shoe tubers out there. It's the solution, the sneaker aficionado, and it's good to be here, man. Getting a lot of talk about the financial issues in the shoe culture, shoe game, if you want to call it that, and some of the fallouts from some things that have gone on in the industry right now. Not the industry, excuse me, culture. I'm thinking work like. But yes, there have been scams that have major situations with scammers, and it's affected the culture if you're ingrained in it like that. A lot of people are kind of shook. You're seeing the big names sell off their collections and stuff like that. People are saying that's a side effect of the scam issues that have gone on. Let me give you my take on the alleged scammers, because these people have not been judged by the court of law. There's just allegations out there, and they're pretty strong, I will say that. There's a lot of evidence saying that they allegedly are in the wrong. I personally do not buy sneakers from what I call unauthorized retailers. If it's not a big name box store, brick and mortar store such as a Foot Action, Foot Locker, Champ, stuff like that. I've gone the Kicks USA route. I've done that. They're pretty good with their prices, by the way. But as far as hot sneakers, 8-7 with some online store to purchase sneakers, I personally prefer not to go that route, because I can't really vouch for people like that unless somebody tells me, hey, that person is legit. They get someone to vet them, if you will. So they go through what I call the vetting process. I'm not going to deal with them, and even still, I kind of like the rush of going into the store and buying the shoes myself and finding my own discounts. That's just the thing I like to do. But to those big names out there who are allegedly scammers, eventually it's going to dry up, because somebody's going to call foul on you because you've been doing people wrong. It sucks to be those individuals right now. But as far as what do? How do you combat that? How do you know what's a fake sneaker? I've been informed that there are typically three types of fakes, if you will, out there. There are the 98 percenters where the shoe is pretty much incomplete. There's the unauthorized sneakers out there, which are quote unquote samples, if you will, but became bootleg somehow. Then you just have the flat out copies, that are fakes. And typically they're going to go after the more high-end sneakers. So if you're into the Yeezys and the retro Jordans and stuff, like the more popular retro Jordans that come out, use some caution. At the same time, if you're into copping, these suspect sneakers, that's you. But what I didn't like, as far as these alleged scammers was the arrogance that some displayed, and the flaunting of, you can't get to where I am with these sneakers, and the people who have co-sign, over and over, saying this person is legit. I don't like that. I don't like that, because there's some teenagers involved that have been scammed. However they got their money, their parents gave it to them, or they actually have jobs, and these young men and women are out of $400 to $500, maybe more sometimes. But if I see someone that's not an authorized retailer with stacks and stacks of sneakers behind them, being the old guy I am, is going to raise a red flag for me. Moving along to another financial issue in the culture is YouTube. YouTube recently was scaling back ads. As you well know, you can make money from your YouTube channel, and some of you are doing really well, so shout out to you guys. I'm not remotely there yet. I'm getting there. I'm not remotely there yet, because I'm kind of bare bones with my reviews and my shoe boxings and my going out and finding stuff. I'm really not in it for the money. I'm doing all right, in the lifestyle that I have. I just like shoes, and I'm not really using it as a vehicle for monetary value. If the money starts flowing in eventually, great. But I don't provide that entertainment aspect of what's going on. So back to the YouTube issue. What has happened is the ads are being run on some people's YouTube channels they just pick to run on those channels, and some of these channels have objectionable content, and these companies are telling YouTube, do not run my ads on these channels, because what the people are doing or saying or portraying, we don't want our brand tied to that. That's going to cost us millions of dollars. Oh yeah, well, they support this quote unquote negative thing right there, or this negative activity, or these negative ideals. So the ads are being pulled when you monetize your videos. You aren't seeing those, and I know for a fact, moving off the beaten path, the battle rap culture is hurting bad from this right now, hurting bad. And how it correlates to the sneaker culture is, y'all notice I don't curse. Okay, I think I've dropped an ass or a damn, maybe once or twice out of the nearly 40 videos that I have. It's just not my thing. I don't curse. I don't look down upon people who curse. Just don't curse at me. You can curse about me, and as a complimentary thing, but don't curse at me, if you will. But they're using that. This person's cursing all the time and all that. And some of you do, and that's okay. But understand there's ramifications for your language, and they're using that against some people. So if you've seen your money drop, despite your views being stabilized, it's the ads are being pulled in, and it's not, oh, I did a shorter vehicle. You told YouTube via your customer number that you set up and all this stuff. The process of getting your YouTube page going is not a instantaneous one. There's some things you got to do that you're going to have ads running on your site. So in essence, you become an advertising vehicle for them. And you want that vehicle to represent you properly, but if you're cursing and saying all kinds of things, that could hurt you. And some people are entertaining and they look forward to it. To that style of language that's on there. I mean, I laugh at some of it myself. I'm like, man, that was hilarious. Shout out to Tony D2 Wow. He's hilarious with the language. And people actually look forward to him doing that when he does his reviews. Even I look forward to it. But Tony, man, you're doing awesome things out there. But if they're hitting you with that, remember, I'm telling you what's going on. Because there are big news, independent freelance news individuals out there who are losing money because of this YouTube scaling back. Last report I got was it was coming back a little bit. People are starting to see funds going in, but I do know the battle rap culture, which I'm heavily following. That's my thing. Has taken a massive hit. One league in particular has felt the pain of YouTube and the monetization issue that's going on. But hey, business as usual. It's pretty much been founded that Nike, for this is another monetary thing, for the resellers out there, Nike has effectively nearly mitigated the massive reseller market. And I know a lot of you are upset about this because they're putting out so many shoes. And I kind of covered this in another video, but the people I've met that work for the Foot Lockers and the Champs and your Foot Action, these big name sneaker stores have said it. Basically, they've been told from, their suppliers, the Nike suppliers, that yeah, the prices are coming down because we're thwarting the actions of the resellers. The resellers were hurting us a little bit with our whole limited release thing to build up the buzz. So they're buying 2, 3, 4 pairs of sneakers, and we're doing these raffles and all that stuff with exclusives, and they're basically gobbling it up and selling our sneakers for 2, 3 times the price. I'm not going to do that because a lot of those sneakers just don't appeal to me. That's me. So on a personal aspect, it's not affecting me, but to the people I know that are out there reselling and calling themselves the plug and all that El Chapo garbage, they're hurting. And I feel for you. It's a legit hustle. It's nothing illegal about what you're doing. Is it unfair? Yeah, you're kind of on the fence with the unfair thing. But now, if you can't find a pair of sneakers, you just aren't trying hard enough from a retail source. This is why you're seeing the 189s, the 190s and stuff like that, the 159s. And I'm glad I did not deal with the madness that's going on now. Were kids being killed in my teenage years over sneakers? Yes, but not at the volume of what's going on now. They just were being criminally mischievous and wind up committing horrible acts over some shoes. I mean, we had people being shot and killed for jackets. So this is Nike's way of addressing it without publicly saying, this is what we've done to mitigate this issue and keep our image in a positive manner. But that's my take on what's going on in the culture. Once again, as Tony deemed myself and a couple of these, the OG sneakerheads. Yeah, that's pretty much what we were, because we were around when those sneakers were first released. There's a lot of retro deals that are coming back from the big name players from the 90s. The Rodmans are coming out. Tony did an awesome review on those. Those are dope sneakers, by the way. They were just before their time. And talking to my sneaker group members on Facebook, follow Sneakers on Facebook, man. I'm telling you, awesome group. If you want to get some historical insight from some older sneaker guys, that's the group to be in, where you're going to see some high-end sneakers posted, some affordable sneakers being posted, your hype beast things being posted, and some flat-out interesting stuff that people come across. It's amazing where these men and women are finding these shoes for the prices and the unique look to them. I can't say enough about these guys. I'm always shouting them out in the videos. I got to do it. But they're talking about the Gary Paytons that are coming back. The pennies never left. A lot of the youngsters don't know that the foams are Penny Hardaway sneakers. So the coppers that are out right now, they're doing well. Sitting. They aren't sold out. I mean, I get it from a reseller's market. These are sitting. They're available. So now you can only upprice about $20, $50, and eBay's going to get you, depending on how you have your marketplace set up, if you're not going through eBay. So, hey, you might find another way to hustle your sneakers, people. That's all I'm saying. Get with some vintage type stuff that people haven't seen for a while. Like right now, I have some Nike Delta Force that are really rare, and people are hitting me up about selling those. I'm tempted to part with them, but I probably need to do it before Nike retros those and send them out there and people can get them again. So if you saw my earlier videos, I had the Nike Delta Force sneakers that the skateboard dunks and the big Nikes are kind of grafted off of, and some of the flights. Those are really rare sneakers, so I'll probably need to sell those before I lose value. But hey, remember, like, comment, subscribe, and as I always say, it's not about how much you paid for the sneakers. It's why did you pay that much? Boom.